Hi everybody, Daman Mehta here, and thank you for once again joining me on my journey as I go through my favorites list on fanfiction.net. So I've been reading quite a bit as of recently, mainly because of, everybody's being stuck in their houses all day. I hope everybody who's watching this is safe, and I hope you guys are, still feeling okay, and maybe, hey, catching up on some backlogs of TV, video games, or whatever you're doing. So let's just dive into this batch of stories that I got for you, starting with Colors and Capes by dogbertcarroll. And this is another example of dogbertcarroll throwing Xander from Buffy the Vampire Slayer into the DC universe. And as always, I find this to be really entertaining with all like with most dogbertcarroll fics, What is fun, for the most part, a lot of these episodes kind of feel self-contained. I'm calling them episodes. A lot of these chapters feel self-contained and feel like an episode of a TV show. So they're enjoyable enough with just premise of Xander in DC, and then you're seeing just snippets of his life as it's going on. There is a bit of an overarching narrative and stuff going on as well, and the author's still updating it. dogbertcarroll updated this just in February, so it's still going on, and it's just a lot of fun seeing Xander take the piss out of being a superhero, because he just does not take it seriously at all, and it's he's much more concerned with being a bartender at a villain bar. It's just a lot of fun to be had, super enjoyable, and it stays on my list. Alright. Number 2 on for this video is Saotome Shinji Final Duty by Cloud Dancer 1014. And so this is a sequel to Saotome Shinji, where Shinji, after he gets absorbed by Leleel, ends up in Ranma's universe for a bit and gets adopted by him for a bit, and then he comes back. And this is actually written by 2 people, where Cloud Dancer writes the second half, and the first one is written by a person named Sundance. And it's not a huge problem. The fact that there's 2 writers, neither of which wrote the original script, and it's not that there's 2 writers collaborating. What it seems to be is that Sundance wrote 2 or 3 chapters, and then had a small outline for how things would progress, and then the Cloud Dancer picked up this story and continued writing it after Sundance's 2 or 3 chapters were done. And both of them seem to have a pretty similar tones and how they treat the characters, so it's not that jarring in a sense. The main issue is just the story, how incomplete the story is. The story, that what's here in these chapters is just moving pieces and just a couple. It's just the chapters of Shinji reacclimating to being in the Eva universe and everybody else starting to get a feel for him again. It doesn't even get to the next angel, so it all just seems pointless. All you get are a couple of scenes of Shinji being a bit more confident and hanging around everybody. Aside from that, there's nothing really interesting here. And so it's the original I still enjoyed a lot, and I enjoyed that a lot, and that's great. But this one, you can just ignore this, and you don't need to look at this. It's going to fall off my list as well. Now we go to some Naruto with Karin's Shocking Revelation by NarutosBrat. And this is a short one-shot where Karin mishears something Sasuke was saying as she was going to go into, sneak into his bedroom to rape him. There's no warning here because nothing actually happens, not even undressing or anything, just ideas. But the only other thing is like, drugging Sasuke gets played for laughs in stereotypical anime way of anybody of yandere girl, and it's like, that's whatever. So again, this is one of those like one joke fics, and the joke itself is a little funny, but it also, as I reread it and stuff, maybe it's just with the passage of time, because this was written 10 years ago. But now it also feels like it feels a little homophobic, since like it feels homophobic because like it involves a lot of people vomiting when they see Sasuke and a sexy jutsu transformed Naruto kiss. But I also get that it's a joke that like, oh, Sasuke is just a disgusting person and anything he does is horrible, so let's just vomit on that. It's a mixed balance, but nothing you really need to see more than once, and it's not gonna stay on my list. Alright, I think this is 4. So number 4 is The Valley of the King's Massacre by Disobedience Writer. And this is a tale of Harry Potter story that takes place after canon, ignores the epilogue, stuff like that, and it's just him being a curse breaker in Egypt by himself. So basically, this is like okay, if you've read the Harry Potter books at all, if you remember in the first book near the end where Harry, Ron, and Hermione go down to go save the Philosopher's Stone, and they go through the series of traps and do that. That's what this story is. It's just, I mean, the time scale and the traps are obviously deadlier, and the time scale takes place over years instead of over the course of like an hour or so. But that's all it is. It's just like Harry gets a team, find a trap. Okay, this trap does something, and we see it happen. They get out, study it a bit more, be like, okay, we have preparations. Let's go. And now they see the next trap, and it's just that on and on again. The title is honestly less important than I thought of. The title alludes to like one small event that happens that I don't really even think is that. It's kind of important, but like there could have been a better title for this thing. It's not that super relevant. It doesn't really have much emotional moments or stuff like that, especially because like this is Harry years after, so he's become jaded. Everyone all the people that he interacts with are like super jaded and like they don't care and like very non-emotional. It just like the story just mainly focuses on here's an interesting trap, this is how they get out of it, or oh hey, well this happened and oh shit, people die because of this way, and like oh that's super surprising. It's things like that. If you're interested in seeing Harry act as like Indiana Jones for a little bit, just go through a couple of traps and stuff, you may be satisfied, but it's again nothing you really need to read twice, so it's gonna fall off my list. Alright, so next story is back to Naruto with I Don't Need You Anymore by Jack of Blades X. And so this is another post-canon story. This takes place after Naruto's canon, which I don't think was actually ending at this time because the ending is very different. But yeah, this implies like it gets rid of Madara and everything, and this is after that. And it takes the cliche idea of like, hey, Naruto's parents are still alive, but we're hiding for his entire life, and just decides to have some fun with it. There's no like screaming matches or tearful reunions here. Just some good old-fashioned cock blocking and a bevy of humorous interruptions that just constantly happen. Like it's just really funny. I enjoyed it a lot. I would reread this one again and again, and it's gonna stay on my list. Right. Next is a Haruhi Suzumiya fic. This one's called The Alternative of Haruhi Suzumiya by Gojira Destructicus. And this is one where basically after discussing alternate worlds with Haruhi, Kyon wakes up as a slider and he just starts getting sent to other worlds, and he has to, you know, return interdimensional trash or shit will explode. Like, yeah, the writing in the story wasn't too bad, like, but at the same time I never got into it. A lot of the jumps, especially the ones earlier on, end very quickly, so there wasn't a lot of super interesting stuff to be had. Each of the, like I said, like, they end super quick, so each jump feels more just like a single joke as opposed to an actual, like, exploration of a universe or something interesting happening, and it just makes it lack impact, you know. It just made me, it made me think of them as like gags instead of actual story things that I should care about. And yeah, while they made me laugh a couple times, it didn't really build up an investment in the story. So that's basically it. I just was not interested in the story. I think it's okay writing again, but it doesn't grab you, and it's not going to stay on my list. Alright. And last for this video is Dead Man's Hand by Lord Raw. And this is another short one-shot that involves Shinji, Asuka, and Misato playing strip poker and getting drunk. Not Shinji, but Asuka and Misato at least getting drunk. And, you know, while mentions of lewd acts, like some of the bets are to say fellatio and stuff like that are mentioned, again, nothing actually happens in the story. It's just all like just said, like, hey, you owe me this or you owe me that, but nothing actually happens. And that's like pretty much the story, because like nothing outside from them playing strip poker, and that's it. And then at the end they all go to sleep, like literally just sleeping, lie next to each other. That's it. There's nothing super interesting, nothing super dramatic, no big revelation or anything. This is basically just a small scene that would be a nice bit of like character development and character interaction in a larger fic, but by itself it's just nothing really interesting, and it's gonna fall off my list. So there we go. That is another 7 stories for this video. I've been reading a lot, so I am pretty far ahead in my backlog. So I might put out a couple more videos relatively soon. But thank you all. Again, links. Let me just continue. Links for all these stories are in the description. And if you like this video, please leave a like. Comment if you think my taste is trash. If you want to keep up to date when I post these videos, please subscribe. And that's all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.